Hey guys, welcome back to Overhit. In today's video, we're going to be doing a spotlight for Young Gleck. Now, he is one that when I first saw him, I was like, that is a guy I am definitely going to build in this game just because his design is just so cool, and I was hoping he'd be good, but he's actually way better than I was hoping. We'll go through his skills, the type of gear I've put on him. Gear is a bit limited at this early in the game, but then I'll take you through a raid with him and actually some arena with him, which early game, he is amazing in Arena too. And as you can see, mine is only at +3, so mine has lots of room for improvement. But without any more, we'll go through his skills first. Leader skill, decreases damage taken of light allies by 5%. Really meh leader skill. Don't worry about it, bring something else for the leader skill. Skill 1. Now, this is really nice. Deals damage equal to 249.5% of attack to one enemy. But then he's a single target nuke, but increases critical rate of himself by 26.1%. And it's guaranteed to get that buff, and it's a 60-second duration, which is really nice. Being that this skill is a 51-second cooldown, you can actually use it again before that crit buff wears off. But that does come down to a lot of timings. Sometimes you will lose that crit buff, but it's not the end of the world. Really nice skill, does really good damage. Moving on to the next skill. It's another single target skill. Does 281% of attack to one enemy, single target nuke, deals additional damage. It does over an extra 50% of that original damage if he has crit rate up on himself. And because that crit rate from skill 1 is just such a long duration at 60 seconds, you're pretty much always guaranteed in your rotation, as long as you use this first somewhere. When you do get round to using this, even if you have to throw a few heals in between, you will have that crit rate up, and you will be able to get that extra damage, which is really nice. And that is completely what he's built around. We can look at his additional skill, which you need the weapon for. It casts reflect damage on himself. Never hurts. And you're not going to use it too much, but if he does get attacked, it's always good to reflect some damage. So it's not a game-changing skill to have there. You don't need that weapon to make him functional. As for the gear, with the gear, I just basically went for crit rate stats and crit damage stats, just because obviously you want to be critting, especially when you get that crit rate up. You want to get as close to 100% as you can. On the chest piece, it's hard to get those sort of stats, but then on the necklace again, I did go for this one with the crit rate and crit damage, and then the pierce as well, because why not? It's all extra damage. So that's the kind of gear I was just looking for crit rate and crit damage on the gear. At best I have. Like I said, it's still early days. We still haven't got the best gear. We've just got 4-star standard gear. So that's where we're at. For abilities, I threw some abilities into him. For the tree, if we zoom out, that's something else. If you didn't know, you can just do the two-finger thing and zoom out to see the tree. I went for the bottom line first, just because it looked to give more crit rate than the top tree. So that's where I went with him for the abilities. As for skill ups, I think I put a couple skills into his second skill, purely because it's going to be the one that's doing more damage. So I just want to upgrade that as much as I can to get that beefy damage out of him. Let's see if I have enough for another one, which I do. And maybe we'll put this into his first skill, just because it costs less and we can get more mileage out of it. 6. Nah, let's do it on the second skill, because that's where the chunky damage is. So there you go. His second skill is up to level 4. Really good nuke. Really cool animations, by the way, as well. But yeah, that's where he's at. Mine is only on A rank. I'm not on A grade. I'm not going to S grade him next. He's going to be a little bit down the track, but he will get there eventually. He definitely is on my list to do. But yeah, without any more, let's jump into a raid. I don't think I actually have any raid tickets. Wait, special, raid, come on. And I do. Okay, here we go. Let's see this one. Who's got the most damage? At 145, and there's 154. Okay, we'll jump into this level 6 raid. Hopefully no one enters while we're entering it, and we can get top damage on it. We'll enter, and this is the team I go with. It's just basically a full support team with Young Gleck, and that's it. If I could find something, if I could build a good defense break unit, I would, but I just haven't got around to it yet. So I feel like a defense break would be really nice in this team to help his damage. But with this, what I normally do is I'm just going to go in first and use his first skill to get the crit rate up. I know ideally you want the attack buff, but what I like to do is just get that up, let the boss do a little bit more damage so that I can heal more with my attack buff. So next up, what I'm going to do is this heal. So we'll get beefed up here, and hopefully he does buff the right attack. Yep, there we go. He got Gleck's attack up. And now we're going to use this skill too and see what kind of damage it can do. This is with only having attack buff and the crit rate up. So hopefully we do get crits and see what he does. 6, 12, 18. So 18k, really, really nice damage for me at the moment where I'm at in the game. So we're going to go and use some proxy skill here. And we'll just compare the damage to proxy's skill. Remembering that proxy is at S grade and he's completely maxed out, max level. And you can see that it is an AoE, but for anyone that use proxy, you know that that attack does really good damage on even a single target, even though it is AoE. And that did about, I think, less than half of what my Gleck's attack was doing. And there you go. His first skill there did about 10k too, which is still really nice. So what we're going to do now is we'll heal up again. And this is basically just the team I've been using. Oh, and other people did use it. Okay, at least we got to see the damage of his 2 skills. That kind of sucks because we're not going to get good drops out of that. Where do we end up? 4th? Okay, I should have known that, but that's alright. We got through what we wanted to see. Let's see if we can get some gear. Average. That was a waste of a raid attack. I don't recommend to do that. But as you can see, that was doing 18k on level 6 of the Fafnir boss, which is really nice. Also, he does have the elemental advantage here. So this is the raid I'm pretty much going to focus on because I'm just going to be building him for it. So after raid, the next place where he really does shine at the moment, I'm not sure how he's going to do endgame in arena. I really wish mine was max level, +5 for this, because I'm getting to that stage now. I'm ranked 348, so starting to fight some pretty strong players. And I do really wish he was at that max level so he could do more damage. But early on, just because, purely the reason he really shines now is because a lot of people do use Cicero as their tank. We have elemental advantage to him. We just go straight in the back line with our Young Gleck, so he tries not to get focused. And then we can basically just truck through the Ciceros. Now, we'll jump into it and we'll see if we can't find someone with a Cicero as their tank. And I have heard a few people saying, you know, arena's pretty boring, it's just a big heal off. But for me, I'm actually really enjoying it. It feels like a really good sort of like, it reminds me of 3v3 arena in WoW. I'm just going to try and buff straight off the bat here. If they go first, okay, we're just going to buff with Gleck. We're going to use his first skill, get that buff up because they're not doing any damage to us. So we're going to get the front foot. Hopefully they're forced to use a heal. As you can see, that attack with no buff still did some really decent damage. So now she's going to attack. We're going to use our attack buff. So now what I'm hoping happens here is that they go for a heal to not get any pressure onto me, and then I'm pretty much open to use my attack. Okay, that's okay. I can take that. I can take that damage. And hopefully this will, if not land a kill, force them into healing. And then that will allow me, I've got the heal block on him. Okay, we forced him into the heal, which is good. Allowed us to survive, and now we can push in for a heal and hopefully land a kill. And there goes Gleck with the kill. And because now this on the second row, he's got his Teze, or Tez, we can go and smack her in the face and hopefully get some good damage in as we do about half the health. Like I said, if I was maxed out, it would be a lot better, but it's still actually fairly decent damage. We're going to pop a heal here just to keep the survival up. We might go with a single target attack here just to get the kill. And like I said, it is actually really, really nice just to be able to go in and do that big chunky damage on their tank. Like I said, they do have a revive, but because they revive low, we can then go in with the proxy and get some damage in after that. We're going to have to heal up here just to survive. Hopefully, this is where I'm hoping they do go for a revive for their next ultimate. Beautiful. That'll work well. We'll get the attack buff, and then we'll go for some more damage with Gleck. Okay, and they revived the right one. They revived the Tez. Weaker unit. We've got the attack buff. Now we should be able to use this first skill on that Tez and actually land a kill. Ooh, that might affect it. Let's see. Got the attack buff. Really close to the kill. If we can get an auto attack, that's going to hurt. That is really going to hurt. And we're going to go ahead and heal up here and get the kill as well. But now because that the revive is on cooldown, we should be pretty good just to go for a second AoE, and we should be solid. But like I said, it did turn just into a normal arena match. But that is what I do like about the Young Gleck, is he does have that capability of just being able to nuke tanks. Like I said, earlier on, it was a lot better. I feel like I'm fighting people with a bit stronger units than myself now. And having the Young Gleck only at +3 doesn't really help him, but nonetheless, he looks like an absolute beast. His animations are crazy, and I am getting some good damage out of him. So, like I said, the single target damage, especially on dark units, is better than anything else that I've got built. So really, really helpful at the moment. And he's just working really well. So he's definitely one of those units I can see being, like, I see him endgame still being a really, really solid raid unit, just for that massive single target damage. But for Arena, at the start, when everyone does have that Cicero as their tank, definitely a great option if you do have dupes of him and you can just throw them into him and you're not really building any other light units. Really, really worthwhile unit to go ahead and build, because like I said, he does hit really hard, and his skill synergy is really nice. So that is going to be it for Young Gleck. Like I said, looks like a beast, hits like a truck, and I can't be happier with the way he turned out. So thanks for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.